Hello, I'm Dr. Ashwini Kulkarni, consultant psychiatrist, Pune. Today I'm going to talk on bipolar disorder. In this video, I'm going to explain what is bipolar disorder, factors or causes which is leading to bipolar disorder, what are types of bipolar disorder, what is mania, hypomania, depression, and what are the treatment, prevention factors, and something about seasonal affective disorder. So, bipolar disorder is a brain disorder. It affects mood, it affects your energy levels, and it starts affecting your ability to function in your daily activities. Normally, there are mood fluctuations, and we need to differentiate it from this mood disorder. In normal mood fluctuation, it lasts for few hours and there is no extreme behavioral changes. It is not going to disrupt your functioning or any social interactions. But in this mood disorder, there are extreme mood changes. When I say it's bipolar, means there are two poles. The upper pole means mania or hypomania and the lower pole means depressive episode. So when I say mania or hypomania, it is an extremely abnormally feeling happy or irritable mood. And when it is depressive, it is feeling of sadness. These mood episodes can last for weeks or days together. It is going to affect your functioning. It is going to have extreme behavioral changes. And further, I'm going to explain each symptom in detail and how it affects your functioning. So what are the causes of bipolar disorder? First and foremost is the genes. There is a strong family history of bipolar disorder. Around 80 to 90% of the cases, there is a strong family history of bipolar disorder, history of depression, history of anxiety, or any history of addiction. History of anxiety, there is history of comorbid anxiety or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or there is comorbid addiction use, the use of drugs, alcohol. They are highly susceptible for bipolar disorder. The comorbid conditions like thyroid disorders, obesity are the physical conditions which they are at a risk for bipolar disorder. There are certain set of medications and those who are susceptible for bipolarity, if it starts with depression and they have been started on antidepressants, or anxiety and they are susceptible for bipolarity, started on antidepressant, certain anxiolytics will also have a risk for this bipolar disorder. So it is very important you have to mention this history. If there is a strong family history in your family, in your uncle, aunt, paternal, maternal side, to your therapist, to your doctor when you are visiting them for the first time, because it is very important to identify if you are at a risk of bipolarity or it is just a unipolar depression. So what are the symptoms of mania hypomania? First and foremost, as I said, mania hypomania means feeling abnormally happy or irritable. So the mood is happy, euphoric, the energy levels are high, or the person feels irritable. They are restless. They are constantly fidgeting. They constantly want to do something or the other. Their focus is not there. They are extremely distractible. There is high risk-taking behavior. Maybe the speed of driving is there. Maybe they would be spending a lot. They would be spending on things which is just not needed. And there is increase in speech output. They would be talking a lot more than usual. They would be talking to unknown people. They would be making extra phone calls. And they would be talking on irrelevant topics. At the same time, the person also experiences the racing of thoughts. Too many topics keep running in their mind, which is also apparent in their speech output. They would be changing their topics of their discussions. the sleep is decreased, the need for sleep basically, even if they sleep for 2 hours, 3 hours or 4 hours, even when they wake up, their energy levels are high, they do not need the sleep and they feel fresh and fine. So when these factors are identified, like the mood, the energy level, the restlessness, distractibility, the high risk-taking behavior, and if this is persistent for a duration of more than 1 week, then it means it is mania. If it is for a duration of from 4 days to a duration of 1 week, it is hypomania. Again, the difference between hypomania and mania means in hypomania, all these symptoms which I have mentioned, but it is at a milder level and it is not disrupting the other functioning. It is not affecting your functioning at your work, performance, in your studies or any other area or also your social interaction. But in mania, it is going to affect your functioning ability. So this is the major difference which has to be identified, and the duration of the symptoms. The second set in bipolarity is the symptoms of depression, which is bipolar depression. Here the symptoms are very similar to unipolar depression for a duration of 2 weeks and more, where you feel low, the mood is sad, you have loss of interest in activities which you had pleasure in doing before, easy fatigability, lack of concentration, the sleep and appetite are affected, where it can be increase or decrease in your sleep. Then it is about having negative thoughts, feeling of worthlessness, the extreme negative thought, the thoughts of ending life, the suicidal thoughts come in. And so if these symptoms are being persistent for a duration of 2 weeks or more, then we diagnose it as depression. But here we need to identify, and the treatment of bipolar depression is different from a unipolar depression, and hence it is very important you have to mention the history, if you have, of mania or hypomania to your doctor when you are going through this depressive phase. So there is something called as seasonal affective disorder, the seasonal mood disorder. So when I say seasonal mood disorder, the mood changes according to the season. Spring and summer usually brings mania, and winters and fall usually bring depression. The reason is because of sleep changes. There are changes in neurochemicals like serotonin and melatonin. Whenever these chemical changes, there are disruption, imbalance that happens in the brain, then the sleep disruption happens, and usually the mood disorders are usually linked with this sleep disruption. So it is very important to identify, that in this history, if you are able to link that, is your mood getting irritated or high during the summer or spring, or feeling low. And few people feel gloomy, they feel low whenever it is, when it is cloudy, when it is there are slight weather changes happening, they experience those mood changes. So they are susceptible for the seasonal affective disorder. It is not all or none phenomenon, not everybody go through this, but this is something which is observed based on the neurochemical changes. So what is the treatment and prevention of bipolar disorder? The treatment of the bipolar disorder is, first and foremost, is the mood stabilizers. There are medications which act on the mood stability part, which takes care of the mood stabilization. There are medications for your sleep stabilization, and there are medication which has to be taken care for your anxiety part, which is usually comorbid with the bipolarity. Second part has to be, you have to identify the early warning signs. The symptoms which I have mentioned for the mania, hypomania and the depression has to be identified for by the family members or the patient themselves will be able to identify that what are the symptoms, how frequent are they coming. Once they're able to identify the triggers, then identifying the early warning sign, meeting the doctor, able to tell them those symptoms, then immediately the dose changes. It is possible that with the mood stabilization, bipolar patients can function during the stability phase very well. So it is important that you reach at the right time, identify the early warning signs, and reach your doctor so that and communicate all these symptoms in a right way. Identifying the triggers, like the ones which I have mentioned, one is the sleep, adequate amount of sleep, second the drugs, alcohol, which are the major triggers for your mood disruption, has to be identified. And once if we are able to avoid all these substances, the mood disruptions can be handled easily. So the family members, good support system, sleep-wake cycle balance, and identifying the early warning signs can help you to maintain the mood stability. The good part of bipolar disorders are that if the mood remains stable, if they are able to handle the lifestyle in a well-balanced way, they can function well in their life. So let's seek help at the right time. Let's help our near and dear ones rightly at the right time. Thank you so much.